That's what I was about to say.
This is Professionally Unmuted, English for the soon-to-be global leader.
So, the blue folders are the priority now. Rachel, you oversight the printing process starting tonight at 6 p.m.
In addition, regarding outsourcing,
I know an incredible agency who can handle the data entry.
Now when I can finally say something, Daisy interrupt me.
I used to work with this agency before. I can estimate the cost at around 8K.
8K. I think it's still a big number. Do we have a budget for that?
Actually, we...
Wait, hold that thought.
Why not she hold her thought? Why?
Ming, you are an AI enthusiast. Why don't we leverage his toolkit and let him shine this time? Ming, can you do this ASAP? I need a quick turnaround and that same pre-season.
Sure, Daisy, I can do that.
I didn't just save 8K, I unlocked internal potential. That's what I call agile resource optimization. Onward.
That's what I was about to say.
This is Professionally Unmuted, English for the soon-to-be global leader.
Welcome back to Professionally Unmuted. Last time, we learned how to enter a conversation when no one pauses. This is a very important skill to ensure every meeting is productive and fair for everyone at the same time. If you missed our last episode, you can check it here. All right, so coming back to today's episode, we are going to learn not how to interrupt someone politely, but how to handle interruptions. I will introduce to you 3 key phrases, and these will be powerful companions for your professional development. Let's start. Great ideas sometimes can come when you least expect them. So it is understandable if someone is so excited to share their thoughts before you finish yours. In this case, if you still want to acknowledge their enthusiasm, but at the same time want to finish your point, you can use this phrase. I love to hear your thought once I wrap this point up. Let's break it down and see how it works, shall we? So first, when you say, I'd love to hear your thoughts, you are showing that you appreciate their contribution. But then, when you continue saying, once I wrap this point up, you are gently asking them to be patient, as you still need to finish your thoughts. In this case, to wrap something up or to wrap up something simply means to complete or finish a task, a discussion, or a meeting. And that's all, your first tool in your toolbox. The second way to handle interruption is to use the phrase coming back to what I was saying. If you use this phrase alone, it can be a little bit direct. You continue your speech without paying any attention to the interrupter. In many cases, this is not a bad thing, especially when there is a time constraint. However, if you want to soften your message, you can try adding phrases that we have learned in previous episodes, such as I hear you, I understand. Adding these phrases will help you quickly acknowledge their contribution. And it's simple just like that, your second tool in your toolbox. The final phrase I'm going to show you today is I will hand it over to you in a second. But first, similar to our first phrase, this is a clever way to acknowledge your colleague's contribution while still being able to finish your thought. Let's break it down and see how it works, shall we? First, the expression hang something over to someone in this particular case means to let someone take over the conversation and share their thoughts. By saying this, you show that you respect everyone's equal opportunities to make contributions in a meeting or conversation. And when you quickly return to your point by saying, but first, You also kindly remind everyone that they need to be patient because you still have your thoughts to share. And that's your final tool in your toolbox. Now you have just learned 3 professional and respectful ways to handle interruptions. And here is your business English cheat sheet. From now on, you can stop saying, "Let me finish my point first." "Can you not interrupt me?" "Stop interrupting me." Instead, you can try saying, "I'd love to hear your thoughts once I wrap this point up." Coming back to what I was saying, I will hand it over to you, but first, now let's step back into the meeting and see how Rachel handles Daisy interruptions. I challenge you to use these phrases today. Comment helpful if you're ready to speak up at work.
Becoming that leader.
Actually, we...
Wait, hold that thought.
What is it?
I'd love to hear your thoughts once I wrap this point up.
I hear you. Coming back to what I was saying, I think we could do the data entry with his AI for free. I'll hand it over to you in a second, but first, I think we could do the data entry with his AI for free.
That's exactly what I was thinking about. Good job, Rachel. I know I can count on you.
Trivia game. Workplace vocabulary. Bet you can guess in 5 seconds.
So, if we look at the market data from the last 3 quarters and analyze the...
Wait, sorry. I just think your explanation of the budget is way too blank to be realistic.
I'd love to hear your thoughts once I wrap this point up.
Quick hint, this word is similar to the word simple, but has a negative tone. It has 10 characters and ends with C.
So, if we look at the market data from the last 3 quarters and analyze the...
I just think your explanation of the budget is way too simplistic to be realistic.
I'd love to hear your thoughts once I wrap this point up.
Simplistic. Adjective. Treating complex issues and problems as more simple than they actually are. Follow for the next round.
Bet you can guess in 5 seconds.
Now that the design is finished, we can start the final build and...
Hold on. Isn't completing the safety testing a blank for starting the build phase?
I'll hand it over to you in a second, but first, let's look at the schedule I've laid out here.
Quick hint. This word has the same origin with the word requirement. It has 12 characters and ends in E.
Now that the design is finished, we can start the final build and...
Hold on. Isn't completing the safety testing a prerequisite for starting the build phase?
I'll hand it over to you in a second, but first, let's look at the schedule I've laid out here.
Prerequisite, noun. A thing that is required as a condition for something else to happen. Follow for the next round.
Bet you can guess in 5 seconds.
So, if we assume the server crashed because of a nearby storm, then...
Wait, stop. Do you honestly think that's a blank explanation for a technical glitch?
Coming back to what I was saying, while it sounds unlikely, the data actually support the theory.
Quick hint, this word has a similar meaning to reasonable. It has 9 characters and starts with P.
So, if we assume the server crashed because of a nearby storm, then...
Wait, stop. Do you honestly think that's a plausible explanation for a technical glitch?
Coming back to what I was saying, while it sounds unlikely, the data actually support the theory.
Plausible. Adjective. To be reasonable or possible. Follow for the next round.
Bet you can guess in 5 seconds.
We are on track to ship all 10,000 units by Monday morning, as long as...
Wait, did you see the latest quality report? There's a major blank in the battery of the new batch.
Coming back to what I was saying, we've already removed that specific batch from this shipment.
Quick hint, it's a word for an imperfection in a product. It has 6 characters and starts with D.
We are on track to ship all 10,000 units by Monday morning, as long as...
Wait, did you see the lease quality report? There's a major defect in the battery of the new batch.
Coming back to what I was saying, we've already removed that specific batch from this shipment.
Defect. Known. A mistake or a problem in something that was made.
Bad on yourself. Better you.